All right, welcome to Waking the People. And I am your host, Sir Chad Everett Brochures, and my pronouns are American, Patriot, Sofa, SOFAKING, Awesome, and Sir. And I'm with
Your host, the Joshua McClendon, and welcome to the show.
my man. All right.
Decent?
So, yeah, let's go, baby. All right. So, with this, I know this is going to be a little early for some of our other audiences, but for the other people that are actually going to catch this on YouTube, well, let's say the dumpster fire known as YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute, those places. You guys, you can watch it whenever the hell you want. Facebook, obviously, you can watch it whenever you want as well, but we'll see how long it lasts there before we get taken out because my humor is a little bold.
Yep, you're stirring some trouble, Chad. You're starting some trouble on the snowflake waves. They don't like that.
Hey, man, you better be careful, okay? You're violating my safe space, and I don't appreciate that at all, bastard.
I know. What a week. So we're like what? We're 2 weeks. No, we're a little bit deeper than 2 weeks. We're almost at the end of January, and the clown show is just rolling on, just full speed in the left lane, like I-4. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, and it's not even going slow, but they're like 3 inches from each other's bumper. Yeah, it's a little perverted actually, but whatever.
Yeah.
You do your money, boo. You know what? You can take it to the back room. I don't care. You know, if you have a bathroom you want to go, whatever. It's cool. All right. So we do have quite a bit we're going to go over. A lot has happened. We've got the GameStop gate, which that's just us. We're just saying some crap. You know, it's probably get called something else because you know what? How do you start a meme? How do you start one? You know? We also are going to be introducing the world's first premiere of Meme War. Joshua McClendon and I are going to be going back and forth with the memes that we mined as we work so diligently for everybody this week. Like really, we put in the effort. We were scouring. We were just hunters and gatherers on social media to try to find the memes to satisfy your hunger. It's a sacrifice that I was okay with doing. It's something that it's my burden, my cross to bear. Your entertainment. By all means, we're going to try to bring it this week. Some of the people with this and throw in some of the rules on the meme wars. We're going to do this right now. We're piloting this a little test. We're planning on doing it weekly. What we're doing is we're going to go through our social medias. If we find a meme that we like, that we want to air or put on the show, we're going to collect them individually. We have 10 that we're supposed to get every week at minimum. And we're getting an equal number. He's going to get his, I'm going to get mine. What we have to do is we need to also post on your thread that we're taking it. It's going to be on the show. And if you were the one that wins Meme Lord of the Week, because if you're just scrolling through when you're on the crapper, or I'm sorry, processing a refund, we want to make sure that at least you got something that's valuable other than a quick little chuckle. So if you throw one out there, have the pride of actually winning Meme Lord of the Week. Why not? Screw it. If we're going to play with the damn game and everybody else is going to be doing it, let's make it something fun for all of us. So if we posted you on there and said, hey, I'm going to share this on the show, which I have at least 8 people, there's 2 people I actually posted twice on their thread that I was stealing their meme. We're going to do that later. It actually is not going to take place during the Facebook Live portion and the other media portions that are live. It's going to take place during the regular full show. So if you want to catch it, you're going to have to go to Waking the People on Rumble, the place where all wonderful upcoming patriots are born. Actually, a little known fact, they actually give birth to patriots there. It's pretty cool. If you ever watch that, go there. Yeah, you'll see it. And then there's, of course, the dumpster fire that looks like Hollywood elites kind of, self-flagellating one another. YouTube, which is also one of the areas that we've got posted up. We're there until they kick us off, which is probably going to happen with my attitude. Not Joshua's though. He's a sweetheart.
Not at all. I'm the peacekeeper. And what a shame. YouTube is so great. Like that's what is the most infuriating thing about this, like control that they're trying to manipulate all of our avenues of communication to fit their narrative, and they decide what should be on there, what shouldn't be on there. Like YouTube is such a beautiful thing. And now it's become, like you said, a dumpster fire, just a river of just nonsense. It's
It's a yellow river. It's what happens whenever a bar's bathroom is broken.
mhm.
Just go out to the street and just let yourself go, you little heathens. All right. So now what we're gonna do is not lose our train of thought. Right. We're gonna stay on task. What's this pink liquid in my little container over here? Oops, sorry. These people don't deserve sponsorship yet.
Right. We need some sponsors. All right. What are you thinking?
All right, let's go ahead. Let's just take one of these subjects already. So I will have to say that on one of my social medias, I threw out a little joke about old Sniffy, our darling in the White House, about him signing so many freaking executive orders. Your freaking executive orders. That was a horrible Dr. Evil, by the way. I'm not good at impersonation, so if you like to watch somebody butcher them, tune in. I'll do it, I promise you. My Bernie turned into John F. Kennedy. All right. And then from there, it turned into like this really bad version of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then from that was Pluto. Pluto's the name of the dude that was in Labyrinth.
But the JFK one's pretty damn good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you
All right,
think?
let's get to it, man. We're boring people. They're dropping off like flies on manure over here from Facebook. So let's just, let's potentially melt some snowflakes. We'll use that water. We'll feed the plants, get them hydrated, and we'll move on with the life cycle. So let's get some of this stuff, shall we? Oh, hi. Didn't notice you there.
Right.
This is
I don't know.
not a-
Should we kick it off with the Robin Hood? Should we kick it off with that, or should we save that? Oh,
No,
that's
throw it
cool.
in there, man. We can get a little piece of that action. I mean, a lot of people are talking about Robin Hood right now,
Right.
and I think it's freaking hilarious.
It's so funny.
Was Robin Hood really a hero? Because there's stories that say Robin Hood wasn't a hero. They just tried to romance the idea, which I kind of believe that. History is a real son of a bitch sometimes.
Mhm.
Hansel and Gretel. That was twisted, by the way. Don't know what that is? Maybe we'll do a story time sometime. But so yeah, Robin Hood, it's like the same thing right now. It's like we're gonna rob the poor and protect the elites. Apparently, don't crash our brokerage. Don't do it.
Yeah, it's insane. So like if you guys are kind of new to stocks and kind of maybe don't actually know what's going on with the whole Robin Hood, GameStop, AMC situation, I'll give you like a little brief overview. So what happens is that there's these things, they're called options that you can buy on stock. So what you do is you can either buy an option, meaning you take on 100 shares. So options, it's kind of confusing. But so what these big hedge funds did is they bet against these companies, AMC, GameStop. They bet against that they were going to fail. So they purchased a lot of options. They took on the liability of buying the stock higher than it initially is going to be. So they want the stock to continue to go down. So when they sell their options back, they can take that profit. But the problem or the downside to selling options is that your risk of what you could lose is infinite, versus when you buy an option, you can only lose what you bought the option for. So it's very risky, and it risks your own capital. So I'm guessing it started with the Reddit trend. Now I guess I'm just completely just oblivious to the internet because someone had to explain to me what Reddit was. I just use Reddit to find UFC fights, boxing fights, sporting events, but now I'm definitely going to be on Reddit a lot more. So I guess there was a Reddit trend of this guy who I'm sure looked at maybe Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade's platform, and saw it'll show you like who was buying what that day the most. So I'm sure he saw a lot of people were buying selling options at a certain date, which was, I guess, Friday was one of the dates. So he like rallied together all these like internet people who were into stocks, and they went to go buy AMC and GameStop. GameStop, especially Wednesday, GameStop was like $6. It was cheap, and it went up right now it's at $350 a share. And so what they were doing is they knew when the stock price increased that these capital, these large hedge funds were going to continue to lose money, because remember, they bet the stock was going to go down. They didn't bet it was going to go up. So when it went up like 500% and just kept going, they had to either, remember, their losses can be infinite. So the higher it goes, the more you lose. There's not a stopping point. So they had to sell back their options, take the loss, and in order to cover themselves, they had to buy the stock. It's called a short squeeze, but you're not supposed to do it to yourself. So when you buy the stock, you would then make the price go up, and you have to keep selling your options and keep buying the stock to cover your losses. So really, in a trader's world, it's a nightmare. Like, it's the worst possible thing that can happen. And they started to do this, and from what I hear, Robinhood had some stake in the game as far as GameStop goes, and they started selling their customer shares. They started selling them. They started like limiting how much of GameStop and AMC you could buy, and just said no. Like, it was almost like a kid, you know, when you would play against your little brother and you know, Super Smash Brothers, and if you were getting your ass whooped, you're like, you know what, I'm just going to turn the game off. I did it all the time to my little brother, so I know, like, it's a thing. And that's what they did. They were like, no, like, I think they've lost like $40 billion. Like, these big hedge funds who, you know, they said that they did it because they were looking out for their customers' best interests during market, you know, volatility or unexplained volatility. Those are the people who create the volatility. The people who move the market are large hedge funds like these people. And they've been moving the market. They've been, you know, taking people's money for years. And a group of internet people found out that they were doing this and said, you know what, we're going to get ours. And they shut it down.
You know, I think it's fascinating that there's a couple of things there. Way to name drop, by the way, you know, Super Smash Brothers.
Right.
You people. So you did say that it's called a short squeeze.
Short squeeze.
Yep. Yeah. And we're not supposed to do that to ourselves, because I've been doing it since I was 13.
Well, like, you can't. It's really like a backup plan. Like, like when you buy an option, you hope you don't have to do it unless you're, you know, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in stocks. I'm very a novice, but I watch. You know, I try to stay informed. I do some research on it, but it's more to protect yourself, not to like make more money. You know what I mean? It's almost like I'm getting screwed. I need to cover my losses versus just doing nothing.
You know, I'm curious who actually led the charge, and I'm gonna throw out an idea here. It's just I may be wrong, but I'm just paying attention to the trends. I'm just watching what's going on in our society, you know, and I've seen a lot of stuff, and I have a feeling I might know who started the charge. Do you know who I'm thinking?
It was just the guy I saw was some guy on Reddit. I don't know exactly what his name was.
All right, I'm going to throw out my guess, and you can say, you know what, and for the viewers also, if you guys think that I'm right on this, then by all means throw some comments out there that you think I'm right, or if you think I'm wrong and I've got my head in the wrong place, you know, cranial rectal issues, then by all means you can say that too. But I'm going to throw it out there. So let's try it. I don't know. Maybe this is it.
Exactly.
Maybe this is the dude. What? Chad, you're a DJ? No, I'm just speaking the truth, baby. Oh. Hey, look, there's the evidence. That's all the evidence that we need. Right there, baby. That's all the evidence that we need right there. The millionaires and the billionaires. We know they're going to be taken down. We got our charge led. I can see him. He's got his face all done up with his little mittens. Right? I think he did it. I think he's the one that started the whole thing. Yeah, I'm putting money on it, actually. I put $100 in. Yeah.
How dare these peasants rise above us and take our money? We're supposed to take their money.
Ooh, that sounds like proper England. Oh,
yeah. That's exactly what they did. They got pissed. They turned the game off, is what they and that should blow your mind. The fact that they have the power to just stop free trade. That's what they did. It's your money. And listen, if you got in on it, I know a lot of people have made some decent money on that GameStop. But if you made money on it, that's not how the stock market normally works. So congrats, take your money, but don't do that again because it could easily the ceiling could fall off. And they're normally the ones causing the ceiling to fall off. So how dare you tell other people what they can do with their money just because you're at a loss. You are not benefiting from them trading this particular stock. It's
Yeah.
and yeah, you could say, okay, well, the stock really didn't have any value. Well, of course, we get it. Like GameStop they're struggling, but that still doesn't mean that you have the right to tell people where they can invest their money and where they cannot. And
Yeah.
if a lot of people, and I love how the term trader mob has now being used. You know what this made me think of? I have only heard that word mob, been used twice, and it's been this month, right? So we had the riot, at the Capitol, they referred to as the Trump mob, okay?
Yeah.
And now we have a bunch of people on the internet who decided to make a trade and make some money and do everything within their right, and now they're the trader mob. Interesting.
Yeah.
I heard peaceful protests though for for a while, but all of a sudden now the mob term is going to be thrown out there for its.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's like it depends on what side you're on, right? If you're sitting there waving a flag and just saying, "Hey, I'm not happy with this," you're a mob. But if you wear the right shirt and you set fire to the right things, you can be called peaceful protesters. Even while you're like throwing your mocktail cocktail bomb at something, it's still mostly peaceful protesting because we live in clown world. And you know what? This is actually what they call gaslighting. And for the people that are more supportive and saying, you know what, that's right. It's okay that they burn these businesses. You are completely keyed up to be in an abusive relationship. And actually you are in one. Congratulations. And you likely will fight to stay in it because that's typically what people do that are attached to abusive relationships. So seek a therapist. And let's get back off of that subject because I got a soapbox I just jumped on top of and beat my chest to the world. But we do have the GameStop gate situation. It is an interesting one. It is finally where somebody realized how to actually expose some of the inside bullcrap that takes place, where we get all starry-eyed and lustfully driven towards our desires of the future and how we're going to be able to make some easy, good, like enormous amounts of money, and we're going to get our ways to the point where we can just we can retire young or have a lot of opportunities to pass on to our kids, and we're focused on that without realizing that these people are just puppeteering what's out there. Like, oh, you peasant. Now, I did hear about this, and this is similar. It's in the same vein, but it's another timeline where there was an allegation that I read about how there was a lot of gold that was sold over to the Middle East. And a lot of these princes had bought a bunch of gold. They made Lamborghinis that were fully gold. There was all kinds of stuff, the toilets, everything. And the value was, really, it was high, right? And they're like, they really got pushed into this. And then they manipulated the market, dropped the price and value of the gold. They had so much of their wealth built into this product or their surplus of gold that they needed to get more liquid value out. So they had to sell the gold back, but at a lower cost than what they had actually paid for it. And it was a way of getting them to extract money from them. So there's how I do it. I'm going to tell you something, but I'm not actually going to throw out the exact documents because, this has been 20 years since I even read it. And even then I really was like, you know what? I was doing that short squeeze thing a lot back then. And, I really wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the world because
Short squeeze never fails.
hey, you know what though? I'd rather just lie to everybody and tell them all that it was kind of a long squeeze. Yeah. But you know what? Hey, you change whatever you need on a dating app to try to up your opportunities, okay? Because I am a commodity.
Yeah, and not only that, think about it though. These people told taxpayers, right? When you buy a stock, you got to pay tax on it after you take your profits. They told taxpayers that you couldn't buy this stock. But remember, back in 2008, who was bailing out these same people? Taxpayers. So it's market manipulation. They sent Martha Stewart to prison for this. So I better see some people go to jail. I better see some repercussions for this because
what it does,
a lot of stocks went down because of it. And now a lot of people threw a lot of money into those stocks. Again, not saying that they don't have the right to purchase any stock they want, and just chose to invest in this company, but they have no right to shut that trading off. No right.
Yeah. Well, you think about, so Martha Stewart went to jail. Loeffler was accused of inside trading because her firm that was handling her portfolio traded out something that supposedly she had access and knowledge of. Then we have, like there's all of these things where they're throwing around all these accusations of this stuff. And you know what? Miss Pelosi recently bought a crap ton of shares of, I believe it was Tesla. And that happened just before the new administration signed a contract of like 600,000 units, I believe, of Tesla vehicles to replace the gas ones that they're using, or the fossil used old model vehicles, if you will, and to buy all electric. So she's got, they put a bunch of money in that. So, but that is the definition of insider trading. And as you see, there's not likely going to be anything that happens to her. She is not in a position that her party is weak. If she was on the weaker side and she was trying to get someplace, then they would likely have the larger establishment point that out. But instead, they're going to hide it. They're not going to say anything about it. I haven't heard a single thing about it. It's just, she can do it. Right. So when it comes to investing and all of that, it isn't as innocent as it once looked, at least to me. Once upon a time, it looked to me like it was just, you go in there, you throw some money in, and you can have, like you might be able to ride the algorithm and maybe pick up some money, you buy low and you sell high, and you made a little bit of, extra change for yourself. Or if you're really good at it, you quit your day job and you just do that all day, for yourself. Right? That doesn't seem to be the thing. Like, that's still there, but it's not like the market is just doing this thing on its own. Like as if it's an organic process where it just shows the desire that's out there, where there's a demand on specific products or companies, and therefore the stock values go up. It's not really that. It's this artificial manipulation. At least that's what it looks like now, because they can just shut it all off. Now, the system, the algorithm that was being used was just manipulated by, the little guy, little David. It's over there rolling up little rock. And he's like, that Goliath, that son of a bitch. I got him on this one, right? He's got him all rolled up, and then he's tested out a little bit, about a swing, and bam, knocked that son of a bitch Goliath right in his mouth.
Great freaking analogy. Like, that's exactly what it was. So remember, these people, now again, I'm not an expert, so I'm not going to sit here and talk to you like I'm Warren Buffett. But
and I'm an idiot.
These people last year in September, these hedge funds created that. Do you remember the little tech stock bubble? Where tech stocks were just freaking going, and they were getting people on. It's called being caught by the herd. If you hear about it on the TV, it's already too late. Don't buy it. But anyway, so people were just buying it, and these hedge funds were just like letting it go up, and they were buying more and more, and then they let it get to the top, and they just sold off. Boom, and just took everyone's money. A lot of people lost some money in that. And if you sold out, then you took your loss. But these people just did it. They did it like last year. It wasn't even that long ago. And no one turned shit off. No one stopped anything. No one turned the Smash Bros game off.
You know what? It's fascinating, the terminology that they use, because I've used a lot of this. So like getting caught by the herd is what I used to call it when my parents would walk in on me when I was doing the short squeeze. So I think it's fascinating, because probably more people like myself that are far more dedicated to one direction in life, not the advanced options of being a master of all, jack of all trades. There I go using language that's hyperbolic, and I may need to take a break in a minute. You see like all of this, and then it's like that person grows up and they start using those terms. Actually, no, I'm not going to go there. It's a rabbit trail. The witnesses of this video and this episode does not need to go down that rabbit trail with me. Let's get back on task here. And so we got getting caught by the herd. Mom and dad walk in on you. The question is, do you continue the short squeeze, or do you stop at embarrassment?
Well, this is the beginning. Like, really, it's like, this is the beginning of, I think more people are going to start getting, I guess, woke, not to take all the snowflakes and their own phrase from them, but like,
feel it.
The beginning.
Take that shit.
because people are going to start, Robinhood, it's a good app. It's was supposed to be for kind of the small capital traders to kind of get started and get your feet wet. But this is the beginning, I think, that and I don't want to say revolution, but in some ways, like people are starting to be a little bit more aware, and it's like we're digging a hole, you know what I mean? And we're just finding the different layers. And I guess Trump kind of in a way like broke the ground, and now we're digging through all these media. Now we got the financial market, and then we had our social medias that were, our own personal, I guess, platforms that we use to communicate with one another. Just all these like snowball effects of things that we had no idea that they were in such control over,
Yeah. No, it is absolutely fantastic to see that we now know there's a curtain, and we know that there's somebody behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we may need a DNA swab in order to find out who the hell that person is, but I promise you, they're going to leave evidence. But it's more of we're aware that it's there. So now what, right? What do we do? And what we do with information is something that we don't do with ignorance, and we can do something with it. Otherwise, we're complicit, and then we deserve what we get, right? But what I want to do now is that we do have to go off of our one platform that we're currently on, which is our Facebook platform for live. We're going to drop that and go back over to the show and specifically go into our meme wars, and also this week in Facebook, and also my political dumpster fire of an email list. So I'm going to go through some of the emails that I've received in the last 4 days that's coming from different parties, and the stupid crap that they write in those emails. I can't, I absolutely, are they appealing to a fourth grader's emotions? This is stupid. Every time I read it, I'm like, you guys are pathetic. And I'm going to go over some of that too as we continue on. So with that, guys, gals, cool cats and kittens, I'm here for you. Joshua's here for you. We really are trying to, at least if nothing else, I'll try to throw out a little bit of satire, maybe a little bit of sarcasm, maybe not, merging, the humor and the intellect, and just trying to, at least if nothing else, put a different spin on things that are going on, open up some eyes, and then go somewhere with it. I know Joshua's big into definitely trying to at least get people to see things as well. So we appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow Joshua on Facebook as well. But do go to our YouTube Dumpster Fire channel, which is Waking the People. You can go to Rumble. BitChute is coming along, so you're going to be able to get access to that as well, and where all fine wares are sold. So now, until next time, to all of you guys, gals, cool cats, kittens, I'm Chad. That's Joshua, and check in on the next one. Okay, see you.
Bye.
Okay, so let's get into some more fun from the government. All right, it's almost like Pee-wee's Playhouse. It's like you say the right word and everybody goes, yeah. Except now you say the right word, and everybody goes, oh no, and covers their face and tries to put on 2 or 3 masks. It's like Fauci said it, so let me I cover it up.
Yeah, I remember Fauci said no mask. Fauci cracks me up. So remember, Fauci was Trump's guy, right? He was his advisor, and all we heard the whole election year was, he doesn't even have a plan. The people in play don't know what they're doing up there. And so what does he do? He hires the same guy. Okay.
Yeah.
He hires the same guy who said,
you're talking about
Fauci. Yeah. He's working for Biden.
Come on, man. Corn Pop's coming. He's got a chain. Oh, he's one of those guys that have the switchblade. He was a bad man. I met him behind the boathouse.
Yeah. So the COVID, right? We got the COVID. Fauci, first he said no masks, and he said 2 masks. Pretty soon he's just going to say, put a bag over your head and go to work. And then we have the same people, the media, urging Florida to close its dining and restaurant and its bars. And by the way, the Super Bowl is going to be here in a week almost. We have 8 days till the Super Bowl's in Tampa. And so you want to deprive all those businesses, all the hotels, all the bars, everything that is Tampa Bay. The beaches is going to feel even at a lesser percentage than it would be if there was no COVID, but there's still going to be some very big economic transactions going on in the Tampa Bay area next weekend. And you know what? That's going to help the community. So I love how we have these cities who don't understand and that have the strictest lockdowns, but also have the highest cases. But then they're telling Florida what to do. When if you actually look at the percentages of new cases are going down, I thought yesterday was down 28% in a 2-week window. And also that death rates are going down. Hospitalizations are going down because we've had the wave. We've let it do its thing. And now California and New York, who it's been a complete shit show, are going to tell Florida how to do it. It makes me mad. You know,
it's supposedly coming directly from the White House COVID-19 task force, which is no longer Orange Man. There's an Orange Man's bed. It's no longer his task force. Okay. It's the new administration, our darling in office, Mr. Sniffer Sniff in presidency, himself. It's his task force. And they're saying that they want Florida to close bars and restaurants. Now, I promise you, like where I feel this is that it is a hit job against Governor DeSantis because they don't want him there. And because he will not allow the voting machines that other states use, or that some of the questionable things that we're not allowed to say because censorship isn't real. They'll only remove our video. You idiots. Idiots. Just, you're stupid. I feel like from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia with Dennis. It's like, stupid, shut up.
Just channel that inner Karen. Let the Karen out in you, Chad.
No, did you see my hair? I got that little like nice little cut down like through here. It just like it started coming out a bit like a werewolf. And it's like, he said, I haven't talked to the manager.
I know.
Who says that white people don't have culture? We got Karens. Don't appropriate our culture.
Yeah. But,
so anyway, it's a tangent to a tangent. And then there's the rabbit trail. And we saw a little bunny running off. We're back now. So we've got the White House task force is telling Florida that we're supposed to close down, or they want us to close down. I do feel that it's more of a hit job to make DeSantis look as bad as they possibly can, because DeSantis is not a Biden guy. He's not a Democrat. He is a firm, solid, real Republican. He's not one of those feckless rhinos, the blue rhinos that run around going, I'm a Republican. You know, you keep that crap in Georgia. You keep that crap in the other places. You know, it's
Utah, Mitt Romney. You can keep that over there. I'm so mad at you, Mitt Romney.
Yeah. Good. You know what? Let's just Robin Hood that too.
Right? Well, let's figure out what stock he has and let's short the shit out of it.
Yeah. We've had the stupidest wave of cancel culture doing the thing against people to try to suppress their language out of fear of losing their jobs. And you can't have freedom of speech because this is how we take it out. The trolls have won, you know. Now, you know what? Now this was a move that actually had the elites fall back on their laurels, right? They're like, oh crap, something's going on. The Robin Hood situation. But I have a feeling that cancel culture wave thing that the left has done, once the right has mastered the concept, and I mean the Republican conservative side, masters the idea, the understanding of the cancel culture thing, then there's a very powerful weapon waiting for a lot of these people that have just been able to do and say whatever the hell they want. Like Gavin Newsom, which I've got a meme on him that we're going to go over, which the horrible governor of California. He's not, oh, you know, yeah, my hand, he voted for me. Yeah, get your vote. Yeah. No, it's not good. It's not Arnold. You know, I just felt like I had to do a little bit of an impersonation there. So everybody throw money in my tip jar. I'm here 5 days a week. Got to pay that electric bill, and I'm not going to the strip club to do it. Okay. So, although I'd make a lot of money, I got those moves. Anyway, so now that I've had that tangent, I just do feel like this is actually a way of kind of setting the stage against DeSantis, because once they do it, they could go back to the testing protocols that they were using before, which is where Coke cans tested positive. Freaking Biden Jr. or Hunter Biden's credit cards tested positive for Obama's daughters.
Yeah, and DeSantis, what's so funny is just DeSantis he's just going to tell them to pound sand. Like I'm not shutting anything down. Like it's not happening. And for all the snowflakes out there, right, who are, you know, want the blue wave to continue. If it wasn't for DeSantis right now, Florida would be a different state. It really would. We would. The homeless rate, I've already seen. Have you been seeing, like, even just in Pinellas County, like, I feel like there's more, the homeless population is going up. Like, it's
Yeah.
almost like in places you normally don't see it. And if it wasn't for DeSantis, who allowed us to open up, who allowed us to go back to work, who allowed us, the stimulus relief was part of, connection with Trump's plan, everything that he's done. And remember that for when it comes to next year, when he gets, he's up for reelection. Think about that. Don't think about what your emotions say. Don't think about what CNN says. Don't think about what your friend Karen said on Facebook. Think about how it would affect your life, right? These are, if you work in the hospitality, if you work in the tourism industry, if you work in, especially in Tampa, where there's so many different type of businesses going on, think about that before you vote, for real,
Yeah.
because it would be a different world right now. And I think there's a lot of people who are being affected by it around all of us, and we don't see it because they're hiding it. But we're in a very, very trying time as a nation, economically, socially. So vote with that. Okay.
Absolutely. It's like this week in Facebook, like there are so many people that they just have their talking tropes. It's like, this is my check mark or what I need to say. It's Orange Man ruined the economy, and we have spikes across the board, record unemployment and all this. And I'm like, you have a degree in CNN. Shut up. It's not real. Your talking points. As soon as you get something that's actually evidence, something that says, well, maybe you should logically look at it this way, they don't even think it. They're like, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to go silent. Or let's change the subject because I know we started this on the values of these executive orders by Biden, but it's Orange Man's fault. Let's not talk about what's really there because that's all they even voted for in the first place. So if you don't think that Florida could turn with the whole governor thing and all of that, if you don't think that could happen to Florida, you're wrong. It happened to a president. It can happen to a governor. It's just the media turns where they need it. And I said this months ago. And to me, what I see is they're setting the stage to do a hit job on DeSantis. So they're just setting the stage. They need to take out each one of the states that they want. Now that they've got the federal, they've got the presidency, they just need to move into the state level. And that's what I see. That's likely going to happen. So, but as far as that goes, we absolutely need to vote with logic, not with emotion. We have a different immigration. It's not just people coming into the country. We have people from different states immigrating. They're coming over with their ideologies. A lot of these people are running from the states. How many people exited New York and California only to end up showing up in states that are red, like Texas and Florida, to find a haven where the businesses are good, the economy's working well, there's opportunities, the housing isn't overpriced and ridiculous, you can get more with your money, and then they come in and complain about it. I actually saw this in a Texas posting where this guy came from and he did really well in California, and he moved to Texas, and it's like Austin, which is a fairly blue city. Moved there, and what happened? He started complaining about everything, like literally everything about what he bought. He was lied to. The people that came in and did the contract work in his house lied to him. We need to pull up the story, and I will get the research on this and pull up the story. This guy complained about everything. It's hot here. It's Texas. Of course it's hot, you idiot. Oh, it's like, oh, it's too hot. It's so dry and it's drying my skin out. And I bought this house and they lied to me. And then the person who came in to work on it lied to me. And they didn't tell me this, they didn't tell me that. I'm like, dude, you were such an ingrained victim. It's so sad. So if you want to cry, maybe you need a nice little therapist to go talk to. Get the hell off of it. You stop trying to inform people of things that are just your own personal preferences that don't work, as I speak about what I have to say.
No, it's true though.
I feel like I've just talked to myself.
A lot of snowflakes out there now. A lot of people get their feelings hurt. Like for example, I saw, I believe it was Spectrum Bay News 9 posted an article about all the people that were working in the parking lot of Raymond James Stadium doing drive-through COVID testing were complaining that Raymond James and the NFL didn't even bother offering them Super Bowl tickets. So what, because you're in the parking lot? Like you're not treating patients in the parking lot. You're literally just collecting tests. Like there's such an entitlement sometimes, like because the Raymond James allowed you to use their parking lot, you deserve a Super Bowl ticket. That makes no sense. I got a friend who works at the Five Guys over near the stadium. They didn't even give him a ticket either. You know, they didn't even offer, Chad. Can you believe that? That didn't walk out there?
Hey,
You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You're working during a pandemic. You're doing a viable service, but what makes you think that entitles you to a ticket that costs some people, you know, $20,000 just because you're in the parking lot? They let you use their parking lot. They own it.
yeah. Yeah. Dude, there's so many things that are just absolute hypocrisy. So when it comes to the sports and all of that, it's not my bag, baby. You know, I'm into the science of the science of movement, which is one of the jobs that I have. I do assess, you know, the body in motion and all that fun stuff, other than just this fun stuff that you and I do. But as far as that goes, I really don't have a whole lot to say other than just to mention the hypocrisy of it. Yeah, I know that we're going to be a little limited on time, and I don't want to be overly controlling in the conversation by any means. I'm not going to put you in an abusive relationship, Joshua, or our wonderful watchers and subscribers. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, little bell notification after you hit subscribe. Or if you're on Rumble, little punch icon. Rumble us up a little bit, baby. But Joshua, we had another subject that we wanted to touch on before we get over to the other two segments.
Oh yeah. So I saw this. They've been trying to do this for a while. That they, as in the Democratic Party, now Biden's starting to push to make Washington D.C. a state. So what that would do, it would add another Democratic state to the union, which then they would get 2 more senators. And then also they would get more House members based on the population, and the population is almost, I mean, it's got to be at least like 90% Democratic. So with this, that would just be almost like an unfair. I take that back, not unfair. It would be a strategic advantage if they were able to make Washington D.C. a state, and that's frightening, because then it would be, because you know, we're already outnumbered. We, as in you know, I normally vote conservative. State to state, and it's one more state with that kind of population. You can kiss the Republican Party goodbye to winning any seat, to being the majority in the House, to having a majority in the Senate, to the White House. It would be a snowball effect.
Yeah. I'm already a bit frustrated and doubtful that we're ever going to see a fair one again, another fair election. I can definitely see everything they can do. They've already threatened to pack the Supreme Court with as many judges as necessary to make sure that we never get, you know, any kind of, fair, back and forth. It would just be overly dominated. There's the attempts to try to load up the states in such a way, like creating DC into a state, giving voting rights to other states like Puerto Rico and things like that too. It's a pretty undesirable future. And I'm non-party affiliated. I vote with my consciousness. And right now, I don't see any reason whatsoever to vote for the Democratic ticket. Everything I see is all the bad ideas that have all been theoretical. They're hypothesis of how a society should work. You know, socialism is a hypothesis. They've tried it. It's a failed experiment, but they keep producing this hypothesis to say, because what they've done is they've taken the failed concept and say, well, they just didn't do it right. They didn't do it right. They're hypothesizing how to do it right. And it's never worked. It isn't working. And it continues to fail. And people are like, well, what about these European countries that use socialism and that makes that work? People don't understand what's necessary for it to work in that country. And what do you pay for in order for that to happen? And people say, oh, I don't mind if I pay 50% of my taxes. I hate to tell you, you're not going to pay 50%. It'll be far more than that in order to support, especially the policies they're trying to push right now in America. So we've already sacrificed our opportunity to be energy independent by moving into more of the Green New Deal type stuff. So we're going to be paying money out to buy oil until we get our alternative and sustainable energy sources off the ground. People are like, well, we have solar, we have wind. Have you seen what happens to those turbines? The wind turbines? I spent 9.5 years in the power industry. I can tell you it's a very profitable company and industry, not a company, but an industry. But when it comes to making a transition, you have to have a strong base before the transition is to take place. And if they work together, we can transition into that. These are talking points that actually is used to incentivize people to vote the other way. We're going to get clean energy and reduce pollution, and we're going to manage things better. Well, show us you can do it in the states that you're trying to actually push to become the outliers. The New York and California. Show us that it works. Washington. Let's see how freaking Oregon does now that they've made all drugs legal at a state level. So we got a lot of stuff that are experiments we're playing into our lives. And we're steamboating into this stuff. There's only a few places. Texas might actually separate from the union. If they do, they're probably going to be the state everybody's going to be trying to want to go to war with, to go take shit from them, because we're going to get to the point that we're going to have to in order for resources. So anyways, there's a bunch of crazy crap that's going on. Is this an absolute truth for our future? No, I don't have a crystal ball, but I am looking at the symptoms that make us lead us to thinking that. So loading up the states, packing the Supreme Court, getting it so that we're never going to have an opportunity to actually have another true Republican in office, because what we're going to get is more of these feckless rhinos, these little blue rhinos running around going, "I'm red, I promise."
And just to add on to what you're talking about before with socialism, this should show you what we're dealing with. We're not even dealing with Democrats. So I did my due diligence the last few days. I always talk about how you need to broaden your horizon and listen to other people's ideas. So I listened to the Joe Rogan Bernie Sanders podcast. It was an hour. And to be honest with you, I enjoyed it. I get how people can hear Bernie's ideas and think that they sound, amazing. And of course there's some flaws, but even comparing Bernie to Joe Biden and the stuff that, the elite are doing, I don't even call it the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders has a better alternative energy plan than Joe Biden did. Even Bernie Sanders said we should slowly integrate into a New Deal and not just completely cancel and cut off, thousands of jobs, cheap gas prices, things that we spent a lot of money to set up. Instead of just canceling it and cutting it off, why don't you slowly integrate into this new system, create incentives for people to want to transition instead of forcing them by saying, hey, we hope that you go get another good paying union job, even though, the industry that you work in is being completely shut off. They're not Democrats, and they're controlists, if that's even a word. That's what they are. They want to control things. They don't want, now with the energy crisis and we can always, talk about that at another time, but they're just cutting jobs. They're cutting jobs. They're cutting, their wages, they're cutting prices. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane whenever you think about it. Now, there are some things that are, as you mentioned, about the way that Bernie sees things that are actually, they look and sound more logical. And you can see that it's not so crazy or far-fetched. And you see that Trump and Bernie were actually kind of similar in certain ways. Mm-hmm. I haven't caught that episode of the Rogan podcast with Bernie. I've just spent a lot of time making sure that I had my fun little audio clip. So I apologize to all the witnesses of this video. I'm a slacker. I spent way too much time on the short squeeze and fixing my audio for Bernie. So fortunately, we've got a great patriot that works his butt off for all of us. And that's Joshua, who actually got into the podcast and took some nuggets out of it. So Joshua, if you could hit us with some highlights of some similarities that you noticed between Biden and Trump.
Well, one thing that it caught me by surprise, and you can go watch the video and you can critique me if you thought differently than I did, but they're both anti-lobbyists. So Trump didn't take on any lobby groups. What he did, and that's why he got in so much trouble, especially why he was in so much controversy and scandals, is because he didn't allow any lobbyist groups to contact him. And so what ended up happening was his constituents, the people who worked for him, those companies ended up paying those people to try to get a word into the president. So Bernie and Trump are both against lobbying, which is, it's pretty freaking awesome. It allows, okay, if the people voted for this person and they trust his best interest, we don't need big tech pharmaceuticals to pay their way into getting what they want pushed through. Another thing, they both agreed with the fact that we should have left that his presidential mandate for keeping the price of insulin and life-saving drugs low. They both agree with that. They both said it's a catastrophe how much money the pharmaceutical companies make in this country compared to other countries. And this maybe not be a comparison between them. It is in a way, but they're both labeled radical. And that's what I found. I was like, wait a second. So they labeled radical because they're, Trump, say is extreme right, which I disagree with. Bernie, yeah, he's a socialist. I'm not going to go out and vote for Bernie ever. But he's labeled radical, and he'll even explain to you like they're really not that radical, and he's right in a sense. But it's because the media, the mob, the elite, they want to label people as radicals to deter the people on the edge who maybe would vote a certain way to like keep with the herd, right? We talked about getting caught with the herd. They want to keep you in the herd. They want to keep you going through. They want to keep the nonsense radicalness out of your brain and get you to vote their way. It was.
Well, it's also in the psychology of it too. There's specific ways of programming language in a way that repeated often enough will change its meaning. So when you continue to assign radical to a specific person or party, and you continuously repeat that, it starts to change what the person's mental landscape, their vision of that individual, what they know of them, and they start looking at them that way. Now, if you've already had a pretty decent attachment to that particular person or party prior to that labeling, then you start to feel like you're being accused of being labeled as that versus you see as an outsider and going, I should stay on the fence and or stay away from that and go on the other side of the fence, sitting on the fence. So radical, white supremacist, Nazi, neo-Nazi, nationalist has been collapsed in with white nationalist, which that's not what nationalist is. That's actually directing it back, saying, well, white nationalist going back to the Nazis, and there's like that happens, right? So they keep using that language. The other thing is whenever they use things like, okay, well, you got the radical socialist, and we'll refer to that because it's not necessarily like the ideas are necessarily overly radicalized. They sound good in theory, right? The hypothesis of it sounds good because like, hey, we all can actually live comfortably if we spread out the wealth in such a way. But we're human beings. We don't want to have identical things to other people because there's a point in time when we want to stand out for our identity so that we can at least from our evolutionary values that we become more of a desirable mate. Procuring resources so that in your youth you work really hard, you accumulate so much so that when you're in your later years and the body is not in the same level of conditioning that can tolerate the hard work youth bodies can, you want to have as much as you can to support you through that time to make your life easier. So what they want to do is level it off so that we have as much as when we're young as with what we would have when we're old, and we have our creature comforts requirements satisfied. It sounds great in theory, but once you get into, and I mean linguistic theory, not scientific theory. So when you get into, well, does Joshua want to have the exact same car that I have? Does Joshua want to have the same house that I have? Does Joshua want to have every single attribute that I have for himself? Does he want to come across as being more of a clone of a sense? Maybe not necessarily so much on the idea, but if you go long enough in that particular type of structure, you also start molding into a very similar human being as the other person. And it's something that we fight against at a genetic level because we want to stand out. We want to stand out enough. We want to be a part of a culture. We want to be a part of a group. We want to communicate with each other. We want to have hierarchical values because those hierarchical values give us a structure to how to become better, how to get a higher position within our community, how to actually procure more for ourselves so we can live more comfortably. That's the reality of it. So even if everything else stayed at a pristine level and we say everybody's going to have enough money to live, there's plenty of people right now, the elitists prove that there's not enough money to have them stop because they just get to a point where you have Jeff Bezos, the second richest man in the world. Why is he even taking money anymore? Why isn't he just turning it over? Because it's not about the money. It's about the power. It's about the identity. It's about what he can do as a human being, having that much control, because money equals control under a power system. So that's more of what he's up to. Like, why isn't he giving that? Those are the people that are the elitists. They're the ones that are the outliners that tell you we can't create that society. There's always going to be people that want something different. We can't tell people what they should want because we have how many commercials out there right now trying to offer us products. If we all wanted the same thing, then only one product would be available, or only one product in a category would be available versus multiple different ones. It's not always about the price. It's also about the fact that you're going to stand out and look different. You're going to be different. You're going to have some sort of attention drawn to you versus being forgotten easily. We all hate being forgotten easily. It hurts, doesn't it, Joshua?
Oh yeah.
You meet somebody and they're like, "Hey, have we met before?" And you're like, "Shit, dude, I know we met. I remember your name." They're like, "Did we?" It's insulting, but that insulting means that it hurt.
Yeah.
So this is why the idea of socialism and communism just doesn't work. Individuals don't want that. People are corrupt at times. You give people power. Have you ever seen somebody who was poor that became wealthy and you see how their personalities change? It's not in every time every person that's poor to get to wealthy it turns into a jerk. That's not true, but it does happen to some. And it happens in my experience, probably a little bit more than often. So, but I'm not labeling everybody with one brush stroke. I mean, if I were going to do that, I'd just go ahead and finish off the short squeeze and have everybody have at it.
Right. It's just funny how all these people who are in such position of power, like Google, Apple, Jeff Bezos, thank goodness we have Elon Musk, but like they all vote Democratic. They all support. So if you're for the people, right, if the Democratic Party is supposed to be for the people, then why are you representing this elitist movement? And if that's not a light bulb that goes off in your head as far as, okay, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would the rich people not want the rich people to getting richer? It's because they're in bed with them. Like they pay them, like, but they know they're going to be all right. And
it's a facade. It's kind of like a marketing campaign in itself. I want everybody to have an equal value. So what it does is it pulls the people that don't have it under them, and they're more likely to purchase their product or support whatever their efforts are, wherever they're headed. So it's just another way to get people to follow them. If it were legitimately true, then even Bernie Sanders used to curse the millionaire. It was regular. He's like, we have too many millionaires. No one needs that much money. I can't have the millionaires. And then he becomes a millionaire himself and his language switches like that. It's the billionaires. The billionaires are corrupt. It's the billionaires. And it sounds more like he's just outside beating on the door going, I may be a billionaire. Let me in and I'll stop bitching. We'll talk about the trillionaires. The trillionaires, they're the problem. I left Bernie and started becoming JFK again. Did I do it?
What needs to happen is we need to get all the billionaires out, because if you really look at what's going on here, we could easily just pay for healthcare if we tax the rich and give the power back to the people.
Yeah,
that's my best Bernie. That's my best Bernie.
That is actually a damn good Bernie.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'm a poor judge because I can't even hold an accent long enough other than a shitty Arnold. And then occasionally my JFK comes out when I'm trying to make some other one. And then the Irish accent when I'm trying to do British. I'm not good at it. People are like, you're good at impersonations. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You're just trying to get in my bed. Get out of here.
He goes hard on certain like free healthcare. Like I can't do what has his raspy voice, but he'll emphasize certain words. Like every American should have a public education. Like he'll slow it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Like it kind of has a cadence similar to like the way that Christopher Walken talks.
Mm-hmm.
He just got a very unique signature to the way he speaks. It is actually funny as hell. All right. So with the why I feel socialism doesn't work is beyond the economic concept, and it comes down to the individual's preferences and why it doesn't work. The elitists want more money. They're going to keep getting more money. They have more money than they'll ever spend in their lifetime, than their family's lifetime, probably for the remainder of all existence. Now, there's a damn good chance Bezos, if the American dollar continues, Bezos' family forever is not going to have to worry about it. And same thing, Elon Musk, that man's not even slowing down.
No,
he got I don't know exactly how the hell he surpassed Jeff Bezos, but he surpassed him like $40 billion in like a month. It was insane. It left me going, I can't even I can't even bust out $1,000 extra in a month unless we get a good sponsor.
right? We're going to Mars, baby. Elon's like, we're going to space. That's exactly where I'm going. We're going to shoot rockets off. It's going to look like the 4th of July. We're going to have a colony. He said we'll be in Mars by the next 5 years. Like we're going to have, you can pay to go to space. Like we're going to have all that. That's the new frontier.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't doubt it with that man. He's got the Midas touch. By the way, the Midas touch has a curse, but everybody wants the Midas touch from the onset. That's a great story to teach a lesson, but everybody wants to be rich. Who was it that said that? It was a celebrity who said everybody wants to be rich until they're rich. Then they realize it has more problems than what they thought. I forgot the exact quote, but that's pretty much the gist of it. I hate to cut this segment short, man, because we seem like we're fired up for it.
I know.
And I don't like, there's probably plenty of people watching, and as they watch the video, they'll be thinking about, like, well, why didn't they keep going? So, because there's a couple of things that I want to get to before the end of this. And unfortunately, we can't really run several hours of a video just because, well, we could, but I don't have the setup for it right now. And we need to schedule more like that. But I can see how a podcast like Joe Rogan goes as long as it does. I would love it if that was like all that we had to do, and we can, obviously make a living doing it would be awesome. Sponsorship.
Right. We'll pick this up. We'll save this conversation. Tune in for next episode. We're going to pick up on Elon Musk, space, the new entrepreneur, our guy. We'll pick it up.
Yeah.
We'll get back up again.
Yeah. All right. So before we get into this week in my trash mail and the meme wars, so we're going to go memeing. I've already done some mining, so we're going to get into that in just a second. I do want to throw it out. I mentioned earlier I actually thought about not doing it, but screw it. It's only going to be for the people that watch this anyway, and that would be able to get instructions on how this works. We're working on putting together a bingo game that's going to be, you'll be able to download the sheet. And what this is going to do is, it's going to be multiple different cards, of course. It's going to be, you go to your social media, it's going to have specific talking tropes. So if somebody says, like, as example, orange man's bad, right? And it doesn't have to be orange man's bad. It just has to be, it cannot be Trump is bad. It can't be that. It has to be something very specific that you hear from the opposite side of the aisle. Again, I'm NPA, baby. I don't give a damn. I'm going to freaking troll everybody and all kinds of stuff and make fun of, but try to highlight things to at least get people to look at things differently and maybe a little more logic. We're using this game.
Right? Like racist.
Oh, yes.
You call them orange man.
White supremacist. Yes. The different races. You can't be racist against white people. Systemic racism. There's just stuff like that. So all these things are going to be on the board. All right. They're going to be, mixed up and all that fun stuff. What the rule is, all right, you get it off of when you're on your social media accounts, you have to, so there's some things about it. You have to tag myself or Joshua. And when you do it, you put down the letter that it represents on the card. So let's say, again, orange man bad is, let's say that's I, right? So you have to, the person in the conversation, even if it's not in a conversation with you, you found it. Preferably you're engaged with it though, because it'd be more fun. But if it shows up, because it'll mess with people, you cannot expose the game. You can't tell anybody about the game. You do not tell the person that you're talking to about the game. All you can do is you type in the letter you got from what they said and then tag myself or tag Joshua so that we can go and see it and verify it. So we'll have your card and then we'll mark it off. Now you can, the other thing, you can say bingo. What's that?
So Instagram too. If it's Facebook or Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, it's just Josh McClendon, one word all together, all lowercase. Chad, did you give them your Instagram so they can tag you in that too?
Let's see. Hold on.
Instagram. I don't think you can do it on Twitter. I don't have. So let's maybe just keep it to Instagram and Facebook, and just tag one of our accounts on both of those. And the goal, if you can get it like in the same thread, if you're skilled enough to guide someone in a conversation where you can get your whole bingo out, go for it. Like if you can create bingo on one comment, great. But if you can't, feel free to like jump around. It doesn't got to be in the same day. But when you complete bingo, just tag one of us.
Yep. And it will have a week by week game. So it's until it gets big enough and we have a lot of people playing where people are winning bingo on a daily basis. It'll be within a Monday through Sunday. So again, all right. So my Instagram is my full name. It's Chad Brocheers. That's it. So it's ChadBrochears. That's it. Just that. And then obviously my Facebook, Chad Everett Brocheers, or actually no, it's Chad E Brocheers. So that's on Facebook. So you'd have to tag us. Okay. So here's the other thing. Again, you cannot tell people you're doing. You cannot tell the person you're in communication with. This is just a way of actually having some fun while you're doing it versus just having these, online arguments or seeing an argument and going, oh, that's my point. Or, that's a good thing. It's more of like, let's create something that actually gives us more engagement. The other thing is at the end of the month, the winner will get something. So whoever wins the most throughout the month, if it's a tie, then you guys have to go head to head. And it's like, you guys are exclusive. Nobody else is playing but you. And then who's going to win? So if there's a tie at the end of the month, then you have to it has to go into basically, what is it? Double Jeopardy or a sudden death or whatever. Yeah. Not Double Jeopardy. Yeah. You just got to play it off. Right. So there will be something in it for you. We'll go over that later, exactly what it is, but this is something that we're building. You guys get to play with it, have fun. It is something, again, we're not out to be assholes. We're not trying to make everybody's life miserable. It's people are going to have the conversations they're going to have. When you have your thing that comes up, again, whatever letter you got out of it, and then tag one of us or both of us so we can track it. So we can make sure that we've got what we need in order to validate a bingo. You can say bingo, tag us. That's it. You cannot tell people what you're doing, because if you do tell people what you're doing, it'll take away some of the value of the game. And I don't want that for anybody. I want us to have fun with this. So that'll be available soon. We'll probably have it available by next week. We'll see. We do have some pretty busy schedules, but we'll also have a link that'll give you the option to be able to load up the, or have a downloadable option there. So you guys can, get one of the cards. All right. And we'll try to do random.
It's going to be good practice too. Like if you consciously are engaging in a conversation, especially with like a sensitive subject like politics, and like subconsciously that, or consciously that you're trying to win this game, watch how much better you communicate, because you're not just letting your emotions take over and just kind of being impulsive and typing the first thing you say. You're trying to guide someone who is not as conscious of what their logic is in a conversation to steer them to what you want them to say. You know what I mean? So if you can get creative with it, guys, do it. And it'll be pretty beneficial for your communication skills as well.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to the trash fire of my emails, just to show all this garbage, childish language that I've got going on with this. Hopefully my Viagra stuff isn't in there, and penis enlargement pills. I think I deleted all that. Oh, did I just say that out loud? I did, and I knew it. All right, gonna screen share. Let's see here. All right, boys and girls, all you cool cats and kittens, let's get to it. All right. Look at that. We got a little McClendon over here. There he is. Yeah, there I am. So just move on over here. There's our little Bernie stuff. Yeah.
Bernie.
Woo! Meme Wars. We're not doing that yet. All right. So let's go through these. This is just in the last 3 days. I've got all of these emails. All right.
Look at Camila, Kami messaging you. That's beautiful.
Oh God, dude, there are some of the worst ones too. Like I've gotten so many of these. So let's do this first one. All right. Confirm, asking Chad Brocheers to take this poll. That sounds inappropriate. And I feel like that's a microaggression against my sexual proclivities.
Yeah.
All right. Here it is. Look at this.
Did they ask if you identified as Chad?
What's that?
Did they ask if you identified as Chad before they sent that email? They didn't clarify.
They did not go over my pronouns at all. They did not ask me.
Those hypocritical people.
So if you guys want to see something, this is the hit job they're trying to do. They're trying to take out every single person that is not one of their little hornless rhinos. And you can see this, right? So there's all this stupid shit. If you want to see something fun, let's go here. Let's just say, should he resign? Well, let's take a little peeky poo here. Okay, here's the poll. All right, elect Democratic women, because we need to make sure that we're not sexist at all. So we're going to highlight a specific group and try to really push instead of just saying, let's all be a part of the same thing. Let's change it. All right, you throw in your email, you give your little answer, should he not. You keep scrolling. Oh my, oh Chad, what is this?
Right?
Oh,
Someone
God.
made this.
Then look, if I want to submit my response, I have to donate.
3 chips.
Yes, I can chip in another amount now or one of these. 3, 15, 35.
Elect Democratic women. Didn't y'all just ruin like women's sports day 1 in office, and now you want more women? Like, you guys need to make up your mind what you want to do here.
Absolutely. Yep. No, they're all over the damn place, dude. It's like watching a drunk person tell everybody they're sober. Okay. So yeah. So by the way, guys, again, I found this because I tried to just reply to some of their surveys back in like when they first started sending these out, and what was it, like April or some crap. So I tried to respond, and it would not let me respond through this method without donating money. Okay, so you can go all the way through this. You're like fired up, whatever, and then it's like, all right, give us some money. So there's that one. Trash email. Okay, let's go to our next one. Kamala. Here you go. Let's go take a little peek at this one. Look at how stoic she looks. You know, she looks like she's absolutely the woman that we want to be the president. Absolutely. She's distinguished. There's a little gift they've made of it. You know, she's perfect. Look at this.
She's got the cool hand up.
They're asking me specific. My poll status. Oh, I can tell you what my poll status is. Give me a few minutes and I'm going to get the short squeeze again. All right. So now if I click one of these, do you approve of Vice President Kamala Harris? Ready? Same thing. Oh my God, look at this. It looks like she's about to just go.
Right.
Excuse me, I'm speaking.
I'm not going to be condescending here. I promise.
She looks like she's about to write like a Yelp review. You know, like
Yeah.
she's like, okay,
Oh,
yeah,
She's
I'll
like
take the onions on my hamburger. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, really. It's all right. Again, you scroll through, you say what you want. You cannot reply to this without donating money. Okay. By the way, I had also done the surveys for Trump when they were running the election, and they would take your feedback without any questions whatsoever, without actually asking you for money. So, and guess who I donated to? Yeah. So I actually, when I found out the Lincoln Project was keeping a list of people that were supporters of Trump and could go all the way down to the point of the people that donated, which Antifa was calling for that too. I donated to Trump just because of that. I mean, of course, I wanted him to win because, you know, this is a nightmare that we're living in at the moment. It's not like the clown world with Bobo and he's going to make your kids laugh. It's more like Pennywise. You know, it's like, I'm a fun clown until I eat Charlie. Well, let me get a little sniff over there. Come here. I'm okay with your kid. I'm okay with your kid. Come here. Yeah.
Don't worry about grocery prices. They'll go up anyway. Just enjoy what you have now.
We got to redistribute that wealth. All right. So, and I'm not freeing up the GOP, by the way. I have roasted them as well. So you go through, you get some of theirs. Theirs is like, they're actually directly asking for it. They're not trying some bull crap where it's like, you know what, submit here. Do you like them or not? And all this. No, they're direct about it. Throw us some cash.
Yeah, pay the damn money.
I can respect that, although I'm not doing it because, you know, it's, let's just see how the GOP works out here. All right. So this whole double this crap, whatever, you know what? I don't care. I really don't care. But at least they're honest. They're direct about it. We're going to ask you for money. You don't need to try to fill out a bunch of shit. And then at the end, you're like, well, I'm so attached to my answers that I want them to have it. I need to at least throw them $3. Idiots. All right. Here's another one. Look at this. This is an all-American here. I just love that she's trying to turn Michigan into Somalia.
Right.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we can go through HR1. You know, let's go ahead and let's donate some money so she can actually give it to her husband through for working through her campaigns. Let's do that. Look at all of that. At least on this one, they're actually saying it. But if I go up here and let's say she said something incredible. Yeah. Freedom shouldn't be free. Or no, I think it's the other way around. Yeah, I think it's the other way around.
Look at this.
Oh, look at those masks.
I know, right? Why would they do that? They look photoshopped on, to be honest with you.
This one definitely does. Yeah, actually, they both do. You're right. Yeah. So there's another one. You know, this elect Democrat women. I never signed up for that. I never had anything to do with that garbage. I am not a sexist person, so I'm not jumping on that garbage where it's like, oh yeah, well, you know, it's not sexist if you support them. You should also denounce men. No, I'm not a cuck. I'm not a beta male. I don't get spoon-fed soy on a daily basis, and I also don't run to the soy dinner bell. So yeah, no, thank you. Look, Democrats. Ooh, official Democrat member. Yeah. By the way, no, I'm not. I'm not a Democrat member. I'm non-party affiliated. So these people can suck it.
They're just throwing stuff out now.
My Democrat. This may actually keep, if I were to set this up right now, it might keep me out of the gulags a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But eventually I'll get found out. All right. I don't think we're going to have enough time to go through all of these. You can just see all the nonsense though. But Republicans are already throwing everything they have into flipping our majorities in 2022. Hurry, please. Right. We're not going to use the same thing we did before to win the presidency and then also the Senate runoff. We're not going to try to stop counting in the middle of the night if they're ahead. You shut the. Anyway. All right. As you can see here, guys, gals, cool cats, kittens, and all the rest of y'all's. You can just see there's plenty of this crap. And I mean, I've got it all week. I decided not to delete it. I know. Oh, God. Yes. Let's listen to a 16-year-old, or she's 17 now. Let's listen to somebody that I say what my father tells me to say. You dare you. You've stolen my future. You know what? I'm living in my future that my parents left me. Grow up and learn to deal with it.
Right. Jeez. She's got like a $300 rain jacket on.
Yeah, $300 rain jacket. She's flying all over the place and or taking fucking yachts to get to and fro. No. There's nothing to see.
That's how normal kids live in America. That's how I want it to be. I want to be just like her, riding around on yachts, because that's what you know, hardcore radical socialism and hardcore democracy brings. It works out for the normal guy.
Yeah. She's a darling puppet. That's what she is, the darling puppet of the left. And from what I understand, she's also only saying what her father says, which to me is a form of child abuse. She's not allowed to actually live like a child who go through all the developmental processes necessary throughout their teens into their 20s so they can live an adjusted life. He's trying to create her into this elitist position. And I guarantee you that this girl is going to end up having some serious issues as she gets older, just like we've seen with people like Miley Cyrus and the rest of them, where it's like, oh, this sweet Hannah Montana. And then all of a sudden you got her trying to shove things in orifices on stage looking like a stuffed chicken. Oh, whatever. Moving on. Jesus Christ, I might need therapy after I get through all these videos. Yeah. Oh, Kamala Harris amazed us. You guys would be amazed at paint drying if it just had the view of Kamala Harris on it. Is that the ordained sin? Is it Jesus? No, it's Kamala.
And I love how people.
It has a beard. No, it's Kamala. God damn it.
She's a little shyster. I love how people pretend like she's this innocent, like woman who's out for, you know, to help out, you know, the minorities and help out women. But like, you know, she got in her position because she had an affair with somebody, and that like kicked off her political career. Like, and then, you know, now her husband is this millionaire lawyer and she's a millionaire. It's like, come on, like just save the sob story. You're one of them. You're just like all the other politicians. You're one of them. The people, you're out for you, you know?
It's the millionaires.
Yeah, the millionaires. Oh, well, I can't have the peasants, you know, voting. They don't get a say.
All right. So you guys can see this. I need to just do this for my own health. I'm going to go ahead and click them, and I'm going back, baby. All right. Oh, God. Get out of here.
Right.
Get out of my stinking house. All right. Me more time, baby. Let's do it. All right. Who's that a-lurking? All right, guys, gals, this is the way this one works, okay? So the way it works is you will just say which one of these memes is the one that you vote to be the one that should be the meme lord of the week. So it's the meme war. Who's coming out victorious? So we have Sharon Stone and Basic Instinct. And who's that little bugger right there? Yep.
It's Bernie.
Yeah, he's trying to promote a little bit of socialism.
Bernie.
Yeah. There you go, baby. And don't worry, Uncle Chad gonna take care of all that. Oh, what happened? Go back. All right. Nope, I'm not going to show that. It was just full of rage. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Now, the way this also works, guys, it does not need to be funny. It just has to be like the meme you find the most valuable. Oh, with that, we've got breaking. California will lift regional stay-at-home orders across the entire state Monday. A source close to Governor Gavin Newsom official told the Chronicles. So what is this, right? It is talking about the fact they're going to be lifting their stay-at-home orders, but yet the White House sends orders to Florida to close the restaurants and bars. Okay, well, about that. All right, here's another one. It's a miracle. Just one day in office, President Biden's Democrat governors and mayors found new ways to fight COVID by opening up. Remember this. If you're a business owner in the state or city run by a Dem politician who closed your business to make Trump look bad so they would win an election, and you don't see what happened here, well, you need better glasses. Whitmer, bars and the restaurants restrictions after Biden inauguration, and DC mayor urges celebration of restaurant weeks and week as eateries reopen.
Now y'all want to celebrate. You know, before it was don't go see your mom, you know, for Thanksgiving. Don't go home for Christmas.
No travel for Christmas. Stay away from everybody. It's the Black Death.
That damn orange man causing everything that's bad, keeping our restaurants closed as soon as he's gone. Same numbers. Oh, let's open up again. It's a miracle.
Yep. Yeah, minuscule numbers anyway, but whatever. Okay. All right. So there's that one. Now, again, you guys just have to pick the one you like, okay? And which one you think's going to win. Now, Joshua and I are going to go back and figure out which one our favorite is. So which one we think is going to win, and then you guys vote on it as well. It's going to have 1 week, so it's Saturday to Saturday. Today is the 30th. It'll be next Saturday whenever it'll be the end of business on Friday when we'll select it, and then next Saturday we'll say who won. All right, here's one for you. No caption needed. Do you guys recognize who this person is? Wait for it. Wait for it. This is our Secretary of Health Administration. That's right. But the world's watching us whenever Trump's in there. He's an embarrassment. It makes us all look bad. Yep. There you go. All right. Identify as an American. There is one badge you can wear if you're going to change your pronouns. There it is, baby. Okay. Wish. I freaking love this one. What you order on Wish versus what actually arrives. You got Donald Trump Jr. on the left, which is actually very distinguished, and if I may say so, not in a gay way. Good looking guy. Yeah. And then you got the Wish version. All right. Throwback. Now, this is just more of a good heartwarming one. This is a throwback to Donald Trump personally sent his jet to transport hundreds of stranded U.S. Marines home during Operation Desert Storm in 1991. Pick is from Sean Hannity's pick collection. This happened. Trump has done a lot of stuff he never talks about. Same thing with Jennifer Hudson when her family was killed. He flew her out to New York, her and whoever was left of her family, to get away from everything and try to just get back to normal as best they could, or at least grieve. Jennifer Hudson, if you're not familiar, is an artist that sang quite a few songs. Spotlight's probably the one that I think is the most popular.
He was having people stay in his hotels that were National Guard members as well in DC, yes. I believe. Yeah, he was opening his inauguration. That were forced to sleep out in the garage, the parking garage. But then they got baked goods from Jill Biden. Of course. But they had the camera there for it, by the way. She didn't just walk out there like, camera ready? Let's go, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Let's get that. It's like it's like Mom from Futurama, where it's the sweet home baked goods woman, and then when it's all off, she's just this horrible human being. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right. This one's not really so much a funny one at all. And if anything, it's just, talking about a little bit more of
some of the interesting insights that are out there. And quite honestly, I think this one's going to be one. Let's just skip it. This one, I like this one too. What's the Wi-Fi password? Biden talking to Trump. Go fuck yourself. All lowercase.
That's funny.
All right. Now, this is a good one. This is actually one that everybody just wants to gloss over. And this is anybody remember Kamala telling Joe during the debate, you will do whatever the Chinese tell you. They gave your son over $1 billion. Or when you said that she believes all of his sexual assault victims' claims and her concerns about his ties with the KKK. Ooh, baby. Yeah.
Racist.
You guys remember that? That happened on the debate stage. And when she was questioned about it, she laughed and all she said was, wait, not done. It was a debate.
Gosh.
Oh, that's how it works. Yes, thanks for showing us that it's a fucking show. Okay. All right, here we go. This is a good one. We actually should have put these on him before he started just signing blank executive orders.
Right.
I don't know how many he's on right now. It's like 32 last time I checked, but I'm
pumped one out a second ago. He's just pumping them out. He's got them on the desk. He's just waiting for a stamp. They ordered a stamp so he can just start stamping away.
Yeah, so he doesn't fight with that pen.
Yep.
I can't get it out of my pocket. This is my sister, Jill Biden. I mean, my wife over here. And he grabs his sister. Like, you've already seen the laptop. It's possible.
Yeah.
All right. There's another one. Trying to remember the 3 branches of government. I know it's pharma and pedophiles, but can't think of the 3rd branch. And on the bottom, Open Borders Inc., which includes big tech. Good for you. I freaking love it. All right. I'm pro pipeline. My truck doesn't run on fairy dust and unicorn piss. Breaking. Eric Swalwell, who literally banged a Chinese spy, delivers the articles of impeachment. If you haven't noticed, we now live in a laughable banana republic. Boom. Boom. Yes. Oh, this guy. This guy is actually, to me, I don't know if Bill Gates and this guy are the same person. I don't. But if they're not, they're sharing the same evil soul.
Yeah.
That's just all I got to say. Now, all right. First, it was don't wear a mask. Then it was wear a mask. Now, wear 2 masks. What's next? Shopping in plastic bubbles?
Yep.
Stop giving Fauci ideas, people. Quit it. Don't give him ideas. Fauci wearing 2 masks is better than 1. Yeah, I hope that he gets to the point he wears 20 masks and, kind of disappear. Oh, yes. I love it. You know who that is. You know who that is, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's Mark the new press secretary, and underneath the mask, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. She's hilarious, too. That chick has no idea what she's doing.
I'll circle around to that. I'll circle back to it. I'll circle around. I'll circle back. The previous administration with their horrible job. I'll circle back around. I'll circle back around.
Like a fish out of water. She's just like flopping on the stage, just dying a slow death. Someone help this girl out. Someone fill her in, please. Oh, yeah. We don't know.
You guys are barbarians. How do you dare ask me such things? There was like a firing squad every time freaking the previous Speaker of the House, not Speaker of the House, what is it? God damn it. Press secretary came out. Yeah, which by the way, whew, yeah. Mm-hmm. You can get
make America great again.
Woo, America. Now this one boils my blood, baby. Boils it. So this is Candace Owens. It's true what they say. The whole world stops when your child is born. That's fucking beautiful, man. My firstborn son. Children are a gift from the Lord. They are a reward from him. And that's Psalm 127-3 or 3. And then some piece of crap, trolled out piece of crap comes in and should have finished him out months ago with a hanger. Ooh. Oh. Yep. Blood's a-boiling, baby. All right. Here's a good one for you. According to my Fitbit, I masturbated 4 miles today. Yeah. That's the short, what is that again?
The short
Oh.
squeeze.
The short squeeze, baby. I short squeezed 4 miles today. Imagine being a president so popular among the people that you have to ban him from the World Wide Web to stop citizen communication with him, manufacture hundreds of thousands of votes to unseat him, collude with news organizations to lie about him, and impeach him a second time. Whoo, that is some powerful stuff, man. It just seems to the truth. All right. Look at these executive orders. Now, this is not, it doesn't say what day it was, but it was, what was this? The first day? Second day?
First 6 days.
Oh, you know what, guys, gals, I apologize. Sooner or later, I'm going to learn to read. Executive orders in the first 6 days is 27 executive orders by Biden. There was 4 by Trump, 5 by Obama, 0 by Bush, and 2 by Clinton.
Pumping them out, baby.
Yep, got to pump them out.
Like a checkers. We're just sending them out the door.
Here's a little Woody for you. When you're waiting for him to come back with a towel. When the vending machine finally accepts your bill. Oh yeah, suck it up, bitch.
It's true. You always got to talk shit to it a little bit.
Oh yeah, dude. I always talk trash to the freaking the machine. You don't want that dollar? You don't want that dollar? You want to put your kid through college? This is a new term. So there was TDS before. Now there's Biden remorse. And Biden remorse is a sense of regret after having voted for Joe Biden. It is frequently associated with people suffering from TDS. I mean, that's just facts, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, there's a poster child for us for 2021.
Right.
What are you? I'm a Democrat.
It's true. Look, like, what the fuck?
That's it, baby. Nope. You have got to be emasculated. You cannot be a man. Toxic masculinity.
Gosh.
Unfortunately, I can't read under that. General misconception is that many statutes passed by legislation bearing the appearance. Oh, I know what it is here. That's what I needed to get to. All that tough stuff on the top. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. And that's Mayberry versus Madison. And that was in 1803. Now, make this go viral, people. Ugh. All right, don't worry. Like I said, I'll learn to read. I'm going to get some of those. This is actually a meme that I created. Now, this is not my meme right here, but what I added to that, what had to do with a girl asking about the guy catching feelings, and the guy's response to that was attachment unavailable. And this is what I put on it underneath that. That was mine. I'm going to skip that one. That's just rude. All right. Now, this is another one. Getting rid of toxic people who drain your energy isn't good enough. You also have to get rid of the weaker version of you that allowed that shit to go on as long as it did in the first place. I disagree. I am your voice. I disagree with this for a very specific and simple reason. If you're going around avoiding things in your life because you deem it to be toxic, which is a very, very aggressive word and concept, because the person does not align with you, and you move away from that without developing enough skill set and abilities to actually overcome the challenge that is being presented, you are likely to run back into it again. And then for you to deny who you were also takes away your growth, your foundation for developing so that you can get away from it. So, or identify it in the future. Otherwise, you're running away from freaking you Chicken Little the rest of your life. That's going to fall. Oh my God, it's horrible. Yeah. So thanks for trying to be one of those spiritual coaches, buddy, but you're going to create more problems because you're spreading the bullshit.
Spiritual coaches. By the way, Mulberry versus Madison was a Supreme Court case that gave the judicial review to the Supreme Court, so they could shut down laws. They could, pretty much complete the whole 3-branch checks and balances. So that was a big court case that established the judicial review for the judicial system in the United States. That last one, I had to look it up to make sure we had officially what we were trying to share, which is why court packing is important, which is why we talked at the beginning, court packing is a big deal.
Ooh, somebody just got hit. Oh, whoa, something that's coming at us. All right. When I look at the sky at night and I think of you, was it an eighth moon or something? UNT.
UNT.
Oh, sorry. By the way, I cannot say her name like that. That is Pelosi, bought up to $1 million worth of Tesla stock at $500 ahead of Joe Biden's announcement that he is transitioning the U.S. fleet to electric vehicles. Now that everyone's watching the stock market, maybe we can finally have a discussion about rampant inside trading in D.C. If you're on the inside club, they don't say a thing about it. Nobody's even to know. And if they do, they don't give a crap. They're not doing anything about it. But if you're on the outside running for a Senate seat in Georgia, even though I don't really care for Kelly Loeffler because I think she's just a leather rhino, yeah, they went after her for that reason. All right. Are the same people that can stop that can get trading stopped in the middle of a trading day the same people that can get vote counting stopped in the middle of an election night?
Mm-hmm. Great point.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, baby. All right, this one I got to talk on this one. This is the Q stuff. I found Q to be interesting, but I've never really jumped on board with it. I'm not really against it. I've just looked at it and said, whatever. But what I'm seeing now is it looks like a lot of this is just excuse making after the fact. I don't think that what this is really anything of value at the moment. Now, I could be wrong. I'm just sitting on the fence watching it, and I can tell you that it might be right, it might not be, but a lot of it to me, it's immediately struck me that this is all the hindsight piece. They're just looking back at it and saying, well, this is how it makes sense. No, I just can't. So I'm still sitting on the fence on it. I'm not jumping on board. I'm also not telling people that are on board that they're stupid or anything else, because that's, to me, they're just following something, and some of it may very well just be wishfulness. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just sitting on the fence. I'm not getting off of it yet. I'm not jumping over. So I'm just not doing any of that. So but this is just how that struck me. Oh, yeah. If you're not there, baby, you better be thinking about it. If we can even buy it right now. I don't know if Robinhood's going to let us or the other apps will let us.
Yeah, no.
All right. This is just for the teachers out there. Kids imagining what life would be like at 40. I am 40. I have wrinkles and gray hair. And I would have a walking stick to help me walk. Oh,
I do have, by the way, Chad, I do have someone coming at 11:30.
Okay, well, we're almost done. Yeah,
okay.
Once this is over, we're going to close up. All right. And then there's, I am 40. I am turning old. I just left work because I cannot manage going up and down hills. I know I will die soon. I will soon die. That's what kids say at 40. I'm like, I'm 41. She's right.
Right.
All right, last one. This is not self-flagellating, although, yeah, maybe it is. I'll use this later whenever I'm doing my short squeeze. Holy crap, Joe, put the damn pen down. You just signed a lunch menu, 32 executive orders in 8 days. This isn't a race, or is it? By the way, that one right now, after being out for, I believe, just at 24 hours now, has had over 150 plus comments. Yeah, this one really stirred the pot a bit. If you get a chance, go over there, take a look at it. You can tell me how much of an idiot I am, or laugh at my satire as I'm playing with people. But, all right, that's it for this segment. We're done with the old screen share. All right, guys, gals, cool cats, and kittens. We're going to go ahead and close it up here. But first off, Joshua, do you have anything else before we finish?
Not really. We'll probably pick back up on Elon and space traveling. We'll probably talk a little bit more about, the stock as we move into next week, because, the market's closed right now. So I'm sure there's going to be some big developments that come Monday. So we'll pick up where we left off. Hope you enjoyed the new game. Don't forget to tag one of us. If you do have bingo, or if you start to get close to bingo, don't forget that it's on Facebook. It's on Instagram too. So just tag one of us, follow one of us, subscribe, continue to comment. Again, just give us more feedback, guys. The more feedback we get, the better the show is going to be. Hope you enjoyed the talking points, and I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Absolutely. By the way, guys, gals, cool cats, kittens, all that fun stuff. Do keep this in mind. We don't have the game set up just yet. We've just given you the outlines. It's coming very, very soon. What I want to make sure that we do is that, again, don't expose the game to other people. It's just for people that come to the channel and people that know what you're doing. You just don't want to call it out on the threads. You can put whatever you want, as we instructed earlier. Those will be available soon. It may be you send us an email. We'll get an email set up. You send us an email and we send you back one of the cards. It's probably going to go that way. And then we'll go over what you win at the end. Okay. So with that, a little bit for myself, never to be unadulterated or overly refined. I'll always be one of a kind. That is Sir Chad Everett Broshi. And that's a pooch. Hey, Joshua, it's the outro, my man.
Yeah. Enjoyed the show, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please continue to leave comments. The game will come soon. We'll pick up where we left off, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, same. All right, guys, girls, cool, cats, kittens, all that fun stuff. And I'll probably stop saying that because I'm starting to get annoyed myself with it. Remember, comment, share with the video with people you believe is going to enjoy it. And just wait for the next one. We will announce the meme war winner, so the meme lord, next week on the next episode. And the polling on that will be closed as of Friday night. Close of business. So, all right. We'll see you guys soon. Enjoy.